Anyone who tells me being a CNA is easy, you should try to change a full-grown adult by yourself. I mean head-to-toe diarrhea, I mean blood, I mean gross shit. I mean, I come to work some days and I gotta shower someone because they're literally covered head to toe in shit. Mind you, a lot of the times it's right before a break or a meal. Dude, you gotta have a hardcore stomach for that because you just gotta be like, I don't get another break, better eat now, despite the fact that I literally just clean shit off an entire person. And then there are the really fun times where you're like, what the hell are you doing? Because I work in a dementia unit, memory care. It's great. It's crazy. I love the weird things they say. But it's also really hard when a patient dies. You gotta have serious respect for these people that you're taking care of. I mean, it takes a crap ton of patience, a good stomach, and a lot of shit to deal with. And I hate it when people are like, you're just a glorified ass wiper. No, dude. I don't just wipe asses. I take care of them. I feed them. I make sure they're okay. And so when I see a CNA or anyone who isn't taking care of the people they're in charge of, I can't stand them. I never will be able to. Because it's a living, breathing person. It's like taking care of an animal. I hate watching people die, and I deal with it quite often, and to me it's sad. You can take care of someone for a year or two, and then all of a sudden something breaks, or they just entirely change, stop eating, and die, and it's hard to watch a lot of the times, and the only time I can feel like it's a mercy is if I walk in and they're dead. And I feel like that's a horrible thing to say, but I'd rather walk in and see someone dead and die peacefully rather than watch them die over 2 or 3 months, if not 2 or 3 weeks, because that is painful. Whether they're on morphine, lorazepam, whatever. I wish more people would have respect for CNAs and nursing staff. Because, dude, we're working our asses off. I work 5 days a week. I still barely afford my shit. And love to afford more, but I don't care on some level. I'd rather be here taking care of people than working at McDonald's and getting food or whatever. Like, I can't afford food. And I'm taking care of people. I can't afford basic things half the time other than rent and bills. But I don't mind because I love my job, because I love taking care of people. And I think that's what matters. And I think that's why CNAs, nursing staff, they need more appreciation. And I think, families that come in and are like, you aren't taking care of my family member very well, or whatever, and it's dumb things. I've had people stop me and be like, I need you to rearrange this person's entire closet. Dude, I have 20 other people some days to take care of. I can't just stop taking care of everyone else. Rearrange the guy's closet. Now, if I have time, I'm more than happy. But most of the time, I don't have time. On graves, I have time. I have time, believe me. But at the same time, it's disrespectful for me to come in the middle of the night, wake them up because I'm cleaning their room. And so, there are a lot of things that family members just don't get. We work really hard. If the care is simply neglect, as in the CNA, the aide, or whoever is working doesn't change your parent for hours, yeah, that is something to complain about. The patients have rights. Even in the dementia units, the only time where I'm going to tell a patient, tough luck on this one, is if they're covered literally head to toe in shit, where they have pissed themselves, and I have to get them cleaned. And even if they're telling me no, I'm gonna, because I'd rather make sure they're clean, they're not going to get sores. When a CNA or someone who is constantly working with your parent says, get this, please listen to them. It's going to help a lot. Family members, if you bring in your parent who slept in their chair their entire life, or they like sleeping in their chair, I don't care. As a CNA, please have a backup bed in their room, whether they're going to sleep in it or not, because when it comes down to them declining, we need that. It's better comfort for them. It's easier work on us. Bed sores are more preventable in the sense of they won't get really big sores on their butts, or you can look up bed sores, bed ulcers, and it's a nasty thing. It's gross to see. It's horrible to take care of. And honestly, like, if a CNA is like, dude, they don't have enough clothes, please bring more clothes. Like, we do as much as we can. And if you guys aren't helping us out, what are we supposed to do? We can only do so much before we can get in trouble because we're too attached to a resident, to a patient. And that's kind of a bummer. I'd love to do a lot more for some of these guys, for some of these patients. And I can't because I am held responsible legally on so many things. So I would love to buy every one of your teddy bears. I probably could. But I'm not really allowed to go out and buy them clothes and stuff like that. I could, but I probably would get reprimanded for it. And even if it's a special case, you can still get reprimanded, and to me that's kind of a bummer. You can put your whole heart into doing this job and still get fired for putting your whole heart into it. And for me that sucks. I have seen bosses keep minimalists who do bare minimum, change them maybe twice a day. Dude, on graves I'm changing everyone every 2 hours. And yeah, waking them up can be mean, but I'd rather make sure they're clean and comfortable all night, and me going in every 2 hours to check on them, make sure they're not gonna fall, make sure they're okay. I can check my diabetics, I can do that stuff, I can make sure they're alive, and that's important. It's important care. And if I'm gonna do that on a day shift, it's harder because everyone's up walking around. A lot of times you'll have random agitated patients. I have one tonight, won't sleep, it's a full moon. A lot of them won't sleep on full moons. I'm not joking. That is not a myth. They get more agitated, and they do wander around more, and it's hard to get them in bed. But I think another thing that bugs me is when families like, well, get them in bed. Sorry, they're decades older than me. If they want to stay up and watch TV, damn it, let them. The only time I'm going to have an issue is if, like I said, they're soaked. They are covered in diarrhea, head to toe, they're a complete mess. That's the only time I'm going to care about them going to bed, them getting cleaned. If they want to stay up, they want to stay up. Let them sleep during the day if they want to. Sorry if your parents zonked. If they wanted to stay up and their routine's a little backwards, you know what, leave them be. Be happy if they're happy. If they're not happy, help us figure out how to make them happy. We like when families like, okay, yeah, have you tried this? Because we did this and it works. If it doesn't work for you guys, let us know and we can figure something out. That is something that's needed. It needs to be good communication. If you come in here as a family member and just yell at us instead of going, hey, have you tried this? Or hey, I've noticed this. Can you guys work on it? Instead of being like, this. I'm sorry. We're not going to want to listen to you. We're doing what we can. If you're just going to come and yell at us, we'd rather, honestly, I know this sounds horrible, tell you to move your parent. Because if you're going to treat us like crap, and we're doing the best we can when we have more patients, when we have a lot of people to take care of other than just your parent, dude, we'd rather have you leave than dealing with you. We love your parents. We love taking care of them. But if you're just going to be rude to us, we'd rather not deal with you coming in, barging in, telling us how to do our jobs. You don't understand what we have to go through daily to make sure they're okay. And unless you're here, you get your CNA, you decide to work alongside us, please do not tell us that we're not doing our job unless it really is a minimalist that's not doing their job. And at that point, they do need to be reprimanded. But past that, like, guys, have some respect. We're working our asses off. Please, please, please. Take a word from CNA. We try. We work really hard. And we just want a little appreciation.